Hello, everyone. This is a recording for the class number 2, week number 2 of data visualization. And I'm going to start. Um, I'm going to turn it off my camera so my computer can be a little faster. Let me share my screen. So I'm in the canvas of data visualization. I'm going to use the PowerPoint deck for this lecture today that is under models. So we already covered the week number 1. So this class is for the week number 2 from March 20 to 24. So here's the deck. In this video, I'm gonna be upload here after I finish. So we can watch the video right here. And here's the deck for the lecture of today. So for today, this is the last time I'm gonna be doing more like lecture, a little more slides. And the following weeks we're gonna really jump in real exercise. But today at the end, we're gonna have a quiz, work with a small set of data, and I'm gonna explain. This will be part of the quiz for this week. So bear with me. This is the last time I'm gonna go more in fundamentals and go on the slides, but I'm gonna try to bring some good examples here today. Um, so this is, I'm gonna repeat as I mentioned every class. So those are the references we're gonna be using through the course, but more specific for today class is the data analytics, data visualization, communication data. The book that is also available on the bookstore. And the recommended reading for this class, pages 3 to 8, 83 to 108, and 146 to 164. And then, of course, the rest of the book is important to you guys be familiar as well. But for today's class, those are the pages 3 to 8, 83 to 108, 146 to 164 that you can, I'm going to highlight some points, but you can, I recommend it and suggest you go to the book and take a look in more details. So basically, just a little bit more about fundamentals. There's only a few slides here, and I'm gonna go quicker. And then, as I mentioned, we're gonna have an exercise that will be part of the quiz, and we're gonna do together today, and then you guys gonna work for a few days and submit for me for grading. So that is the foundation that every business sits on without proper storage, develop analysis, and summarization of the data. That business foundation will not hold strong. So basically, any kind of business, corporations, organizations understand that data is everywhere, and by understanding that data, develop it, doing analysis, and make those data visual, we're going to help to make conclusions and decisions. So this is really part of the strategy of any organization today. Data is part of the strategy of any organization today. So data usage, interesting. About 80% of all data collected by companies are unstructured and have not been interpreted for proper use. Most companies only analyze a little over 10% of the data that they receive. So much insights remains unseen, which means so much money is being left on the table. Well, this is true. Believe me, as you know, I'm adjunct professor and I have another full-time job, and I work with an organization in the last few years, and data became really, really important. And because it was discovered that was a lot of data in all different parts of the organization, but was not used, was not processed was not turned to knowledge. So as I mentioned, most of the organizations now set the data as part of their strategy. So there are resources to work with the data. There are systematic, there is a governance, there are specific people that helps to organize. And there is investments in systems, in technology that help that data being processed much faster than before. So because money is on the table, if you look at your data, you understand your data, the information we receive every day from customers, from competitions, um, you you start to access and be more competitive and be more successful. A lot of companies call now Intel. So there is a part of the organization, resources allocate, which they use to call Intel. Intel from intelligence. So the company I worked before, we had some people sit in Europe that was part of the Intel department or organizations that help everyone in the organization to access the data and process the data. So this just to give in a nutshell how important it is to be aware and work with the data to make and support decisions. So it is part of the strategy of any organization nowadays. Regardless of what role we are in organizations, you're going to be working every day with data, and that data will be used for support big decisions. So what is really data analysis? So data analysis is a process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information, informing conclusion, and supporting decisions. Keywords here: cleaning the data, cleansing the data. Data is a mess, as I mentioned, comes like a mess. And then if you know how, clean that data, organize that data, we're going to help you to take you to the right directions. So informing, making conclusions, and support decision makers. That is the ultimate goal, to work with the data. So at the end of the day, what you want is to use that data to inform, to make conclusions, and support the decision we are making. Data, I used to say data to become information and then to become knowledge. If we stop in information, we don't gain knowledge. You don't, leverage all the opportunities that that data is bringing, showing in front of you. So data science is a field that uses scientific methods, process, algorithms, and systems to extract the knowledge and insights from noise, structure, and unstructured data, and apply knowledge and actionable insights. I'm gonna give a real example. I put that note here because I work with a system that called SMR. Is a smart mass reformulations. So I work in a company that make ingredients for flavors, flavors that we use every day in all kind of products that we consume. And that system was created because what happened, especially in the companies that has more than 50, 100 years, and we have many of them, they have been using some system of the data to organize their productions or their sales or their formulations, etc. So each one of that system using a platform that has become obsolete, and we have a lot of data. Those platforms doesn't talk with each other. So there's a lot going on right now around the data science, which is pretty much, to develop a methods, process, and algorithms that can bring those platforms together. The example I'm doing here, that SMR, Smart Mass Reformulations, was a system created where that system can pull data from SAP, that can pull, which is the business system, that can pull data from different and old platforms that the company has been using more than 100 years, and there are data stores there, thousands, millions of data there, but nobody knows how to, transfer and convert that data in an Excel spreadsheet, for example. So that algorithms, that those systems help to connect those different platforms and bring this together. So this became a science. This became products. There are people that make those systems. You can hire a consulting company, bring it to your company, to your organization. They can analyze all the different platforms you have, help to get the link each other for what? To pull data. Then you can look back 10, 30, 40 years of data and make conclusions which product has been more profitable, if you have some issues on your operations or in the raw material you buy historically. So this is real. So this is really, we talk about data visualization, and this is what happened right now in big organizations. So there are companies that really help organizations to put together different platforms with one objective: collect the data. So now we have the data, you have to work with that data, process that data, inform, communicate that data, make that data easy to read, visual, and then make it to support, make decisions, and gain market share or win a competition, or leverage, your company for the next 10, 20 years. So big data, we have been hear about this everywhere. I already mentioned a little bit about this in the last class. I'm gonna go back here, which is a field that treats ways to analyze systematically, extract information from, deal with data sets that are too large or complex to be dealt with by traditional data processing application software. So real example here, big data, self-driving cars. The self-driving cars use millions of data per second to make decisions, to turn left, to turn right, to stop, to accelerate, to speed up, to slow down. This is a huge amount of the data that has to be, processed and to make a decision of a computer. So another big example is NASA. NASA and SpaceX, with all those launches, use a lot of data. For example, the SpaceX that, when they launch the rocket, and some of the propellers come back to the Earth so they can be reused. So there's a lot of data involved in that that little rocket can land in a platform in the middle of the oceans, and can be recovered. So all those things are big data that has been getting more and more and more on our day life. So that data literacy is the ability to collect, manage, analyze, and communicate data efficiently to gain better business insights, leading to better business decision competitiveness. As we mentioned before, data has been a new, data and data visualization has been a new, almost like a new language. So you have to have literacy to speak that language and to communicate that language. And again, basically, everyone that is part of organization, regardless of your role, if you're the CEO or of a company, or if you are an operator in a production line, you have to have the ability to collect and manage, analyze that data, communicate that data, to gain better business insights, to get better decisions around your task, what you are trying to accomplish at your job. So processes of data analytics is the examination of raw data allows companies to develop a better strategy for growth, develop and maximize profits. That's why data is pretty much part of the strategy of any organizations. So every strategy cycle, you will have one platform, one pillar that is data, where we can, allocate resources and put that pillar of data connected with all other pillars of your strategy to help you develop and maximize profits. Help to market more efficiently, uncover business opportunities, make better decisions, foresight the future before trends. Just a quick stop here because we talk a lot about trends. If you are working on the trends, you are already too late. That is what our the company I was working for. We took the approach. So don't wait to take actions based on trends. If you work in trends, it's too late. You have to foresight the future before something become a trend. If you have that site, you can use that data, social media data, or customer insight data. You can foresight the future. And then what you're gonna be ahead of everybody because basically you are the one that is creating the trend. So the others are going to follow that trend. Keep this in mind. If you work on a trend, you are too late. Try to, use that data, use your knowledge, your intel to foresight the future. Then you are ahead of your competition and predict the actions. So best practices is to collect, organize, and manage the data, clean the data, analyze the data, interpret, and visualize the data. This for me is what this course is about. We're not going to be talking much about software. There are many softwares that you can make a nice, pretty bar chart or pie chart, and those softwares only going to get better. It'll change year over year. So I'm going to be recommend and suggesting some of those softwares at the end of the course. But what I really, really want to accomplish with this course is that our class understand that organize and manage the data, clean the data, analyze the data, and do interpretation. That's the key. The software is just another tool that will going to help you to do that part. And most of the time, Excel is the best tool to do that. And that's is the tool that the companies and organizations basically choose. And then there are the softwares that help to make charts some more visual. So I'm not going to be in this course put too much time getting in a software like that and play around with different charts, colors, and make pretty. No, you guys, if for this course we use the charts and Excel, PowerPoint is fine. If any of you has access to one of those softwares and wanted to use it to make some pretty charts, is fine. But I'm not going to be grading by, the colors, the shapes, and the pretty. I want to be grading on the cases students are going to be doing the next 3 weeks. Will be based on how you organize and manage the data, clean the data, do analyze and make interpretations. That was the more important for this course. So as I promised, it's 20 minutes. This is the last lecture. I'm going to be reading slides. So for now on, we're going to jump. In the next class, we're going to look a big set of data. Is a real data. I'm going to explain how this real data came. Kind of fresh data from expo in Paris last December that I attended in France, and I'm gonna be explaining the next week class, and then we're gonna be work on that real data. For today, I prepare another real data, but I wanted to basically with this exercise to understand and level the class around the mainly around the about the pivot table that we're going to be using in the following weeks. So typically that is important from other data system and the SAP and the platform data come from the communication from more than one platform. So this is the data we're going to be showing now in Excel. Is an exercise. Basic data in Excel is an example. And this is related to a product data sold by SKUs, region, and volumes. I'm going to show in Excel. This is just a snapshot of the Excel file. I'm going to explain in a minute. In the quiz number 2 for the week number 2, what we're going to do is we're going to use that Excel file that is available on Canvas on the Model 2 Class 2. Each one of you, this is not a group work, it's individual. Each student is going to do your own. We're going to data play with the data and prepare a simple pivot table, and then submit your Excel files, including the pivot table for grading. If you wanted to do some charts around that pivot table, put this in a chart type and a graphic is fine. But at least the minimum will want to see the pivot table, and I'm going to show now what it is and how to do, and you guys can have few weeks to work on that Excel file. So let me close here, and I'm going to go. You're going to find that Excel file to download right here. So I already have it open, so I'm not going to click here. But once you're going to do the quiz, you're going to access the pivot data, the raw data on that link. So let's go here. So this is the data that you guys are going to be working for the quiz this week. So it's a list of products. So we have here, how many? We have here 23 products, and this is real data that I pull from one of the work I done not a long time ago. So those codes of products, so those are the SKUs of the products. This is the names. As you can see here is citrus flavors, so orange flavors, lemon flavors. Basically, these materials are used to flavor beverages or candies or juices, ice creams, chewing gum, so you name it. So our flavors of oranges, lemon, lime, or grapefruit for tea, and that's what you can use as a flavor. So you sell to other food and beverages industries which they're gonna be flavored. For example, this orange flavors was sold to Danone, so probably they were flavoring some water here, sparkling waters. So Nestle, Evian is another company in France. This is TCCC, is Coca-Cola, the Coca-Cola company. So PepsiCo, probably they are using lemon flavors to flavor some of their products. Could be Dr. Pepper, etc. Mondelez, probably this is some candies, chocolates, etc. Mars. So this is some examples. That's the price per kilo of those orange flavors. So the same SKU, so $45 per kilo of these ingredients that that company buy to flavor their products. And that was the volume used. R12M means volumes on the rolling 12 months. So that means how much volume they bought in the rolling last 12 months. So if you are in March, so it's March to March. So March 2021 to March 2022. And the revenue on the rolling 12 months. So the last rolling 12 months. So it's how much revenue you got from this by selling these ingredients to Danone from March 2021 to March 2022. So just a real example here, and some little, how some organizations wanted to see that data because they want to do a review month by month and wanted to see what revenues and volumes used in a total of 12 months. Of course, when they finish and conclude the fiscal year or the calendar year, they're going to look at the data from January to December, or from, if it's a fiscal year, from July 1st to June 30 for the fiscal year. And this is the gross margin. So what is about here? So we have data. This is just a snapshot. Imagine that you have more than 500 different ingredients sold to all different regions here: North America, Southeast Asia, Europe. And then at the end of 12 months, you have thousands of rows here with products. And we want to know which one is giving more margin, which one, is consuming, is selling large in volumes, what is bringing a large revenue. So how we analyze that? If you have a list on a table like that with 1,000 lines, it's very difficult. So that's where I've been working a lot, is to get that set of data and try to process and make more visual to get a good conclusion. So what's the best way to do that? We can do a pivot table. So we can select, and I'm sure most of you are familiar with a pivot table. So we're gonna do a quick exercise. If some of you never done a pivot table, you can look on Google and Excel. They are steps by steps, or you can email me. I'll be happy to have one with you to explain how to do it. But I'm assuming you have done a pivot table before through the course. But I'm available. If you are not familiar, wanted to learn, just send an email. We can set it 20 minutes and I can show you how to do. So for this quiz for this week, we're gonna use that table and make a pivot table. Use that data and make a pivot table. So I done one here. So basically, what I want to do is, what was the revenue for each flavors. So now I know that combining all the lemon flavors, I was able, I have $3.8 million of revenue, and it was consumed 62,500 kilos of that raw material. So I can add here the gross margin if you want. This is the sum. I don't want the sum of gross margin. I just wanted to have in the rows. Let me see here. And I can get here. Let me see which is the best. No, let's group it here in the rows. So now I know for the 30%, those three flavors was on the 30% gross margin. Let me see here. There are others that was probably, this is linked to the region, so I can add also the region. And it's not showing the region for me, but I'm gonna be fixing that. It's showing just a blank here. We're gonna take the region for now, but this margin is is related to the regions, as we can see here. So different regions, North America, pretty much everything is on the 30%. And then we can bring this in a pivot table. Take this here. So that's what I want. You guys play around with the pivot table using that data. You can list any of this part. If you present to me the revenue, the volume, it'll be fine, and it would be good if you wanted to do a chart using that pivot table. This is a preparation for the week number 3 and number 4 that we're going to be using with a much large amount of data that comes from our expo in Paris from December 8, 9, and 10 that I attended, and I'm going to share with you guys that big real data. And there we're going to be doing the processing, cleaning the data, and then we're going to make it 1 or 2 slides visual using some charts. There is information, a lot of information around the world. We're going to be make some suggestions how we can present that data from the expo. So right now, let's work with this. This is the basic, so we can level the knowledge of the class with a basic pivot table. And if you wanna, again, if you wanted to, don't know how to do it, wanted to my help, just send an email and I can, we can set 20, 30 minutes where I can explain. Any questions after we watch the video, send an email and I'll be happy to answer any question you might have. So as I promised, the class today and the video is shorter. Last week was 43 minutes. So it's 33 minutes right now. And that's what I'm gonna cover. Just come back here on models. So this video will be here after we watch this video, and you can find the Excel spreadsheet right here to work. We can download and to work with your exercise, your quiz for this week. Well, thank you very much. Have a good day, and anything, send an email with any questions, and I'll be answered right away. Thank you. Bye-bye.